If you're here to bring a new way of being, whether you're a coach, a mentor, a healer, you may call yourself a new earth leader, or you are involved in some way, shape, or form in a project, land-based projects, or other organizations that are here to anchor in a new way of being for yourself, for people, for Mother Gaia, and for the generations to come. It is absolutely crucial that you embody and align yourself with the belief system that the universe, the infinite, the God, whatever you want to call it, that this infinite intelligence has your back. And in today's video, guys, I will be going over one of the really deep programming that I have noticed in my clients, and obviously I have worked through myself. And it is around working hard and forcing things and feeling that you need to make stuff happen. And in this video, you'll learn the difference and why it's so important, and how you can start to make steps forward when it comes to acting on your soul mission, walking your soul path, and creating and aligning and manifesting things into the physical, your experience in the physical, from a place of alignment and synchronicities and working with this divine intelligence, versus manifesting and forcing it from a place of lack or contraction, and feeling that you are doing it all by yourself as your little human self. So I hope this resonates with you. And before I jump into the main topic, if you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Kristina Day. So the main things that I focus with my soul mission on is, and I call myself a new earth leader, is really anchoring in a new ways of being. Specifically, I focus heavily on level of your consciousness and how to work with your consciousness, how to do inner alchemy and transmutation of distorted programs and belief systems and stuck emotions and all of other dense frequencies out of our bioenergetical field, so that we as mission souls, as star seeds, ancient souls, are able to truly harness the power of higher living or higher dimensional consciousness, to bring that higher dimensional consciousness onto this earth plane, right? And being a leader, it's not just about leadership, but it's also, new earth leader, new paradigm leader, it's also a lot about being channels, being available for that higher consciousness to come to and through you and into the world, right? So actually, I do want to film a whole series addressing different kinds of patterns and programming that we may be experiencing on our path as we are walking our mission, as we are, divine, as we are humble servants of the divine. Right? I want you to know, if you are experiencing in some sort of, setback, struggles to express yourself or receive your goals and desires, you're not alone. You're not alone. You're here to anchor a new way of being. And, part of anchoring a new way of being is actually becoming aware of old ways of being, right? Not being in it, but consciously being aware of it and being able to observe it and transmute it and lovingly dissolve it and let it go, and align ourselves with more aligned ways of being that are in service and supportive of our soul mission. So I just want to go over a couple of programs and patterns that I have worked through myself, that I have, really over the years seen in so many people and many other thought leaders, coaches, mentors, new earth leaders, really people who are here to bring this new way of being. And I just want to raise more awareness around it. So just let me, I'll 1 second. Ooh. Okay, I'm just gonna read through a couple of them, and I'm gonna tell you which one we are gonna go through today. So, when we are operating truly in alignment with source consciousness, and we know on a deep level of our bones and cellular structure, that we are expression of source consciousness, then we are operating from a place of wholeness and alignment and the frequency of unconditional love, right? And so then in exchange, or as a result, the things that we are attracting towards ourselves are in that resonance, are in that frequency. On the contrary, on the opposite of that will be not wholeness but separation, right? And by the way, either way is not good or right. It's just difference. It's just the duality. But duality is unity, right? Without duality, there's no unity, because in yin yang, right, it's the black and white and black, right? But it's about your level of perception, your level of consciousness. Are you able to perceive both and hold both and choose which one do you want to hold, right? It's not like one is better and the other is the other. It's just different way how you're going to experience your reality, your life. And in my humble opinion, if you are here to serve humanity, if your soul incarnated here for a big mission, it is paramount. It is paramount for you to embody this wholeness, this source consciousness, and higher living, so that the craziest, the big visions that you are receiving already can actually manifest through you as a divine servant, as I said, as a vessel of light, to anchor in on this earth plane, right? So when we are predominantly still running the programs and conditioning and perceiving reality from the lens of perception of separation, there are other sorts of programs that we, or belief systems and experiences, realities that we are manifesting and experiencing in our life as we try to serve others, right? As we're trying to build our empire of light, as we're trying to build our soul business and so on. So a couple of them, examples of challenges that you might be facing on your, journey of your soul mission. If you are running some of separation programs, and no one is perfect. It's a journey of evolution. So one might, you might be experiencing one now, and down the line you're going to experience something else from the list, because you are evolving, because some of the programming is becoming available and ready for you to become aware of it, to dissolve it. All right. So some of the ways how it might be showing up in your life when you are walking your soul path is playing it safe, keeping your work surface level, not going deep, right? People pleasing, unconscious, right? Not just subconscious, not conscious, but unconscious self-doubt, fear of your own power, fear of misusing your power, fear of success, or fear of becoming a target if you are successful, fear of sharing your gifts, addiction to suffering, to hard work, to self-sabotage, right? This is not something, again, you might be doing consciously, or rather unconsciously. Holding yourself back, not owning your own truth or your medicine, your gifts, your soul essence, or maybe you don't even know what it is. Operating with an deserve and reward paradigm. And this is the one we're going to be talking about today, because I feel it's a huge one. It's in many people's fields. Resistance to relaxing, receiving, being supported, distrust in self, others, the divine, the higher power, struggling to manifest your intentions consciously, right? You might be manifesting something else and you're like, why I always manifest what I don't want, right? Feeling alone, unsupported, burdened by life, right? And there's obviously many more. This is something I just listed on my one-on-ones, on the page of my one-on-one sessions for people to tune in if they're experiencing any of these. But as I said, we're going to be going today addressing if you are operating with a deserve reward paradigm, and how it will manifest in your life if you are believing, or if you're running unconsciously this program of deserve reward paradigm. By the way, from the list, the guys that I just read to you, please do let me know in the comments which one you might be experiencing and which one you want me to address in my next videos, because I my desire is to just share more awareness, how you can address and shine light on these unconscious programs that are just really have maybe served you in the past, but are not actually serving you as a divine leader of light, right? So some of the deserve reward paradigm programming you might be experiencing is obviously you are feeling hard work. I need to work hard and only then things will come to me. Or you're feeling I have done so much work and why things are not working out, like you are expecting a reward, right? Just to give you an example, I had a client and he was, he's here to really build a new earth, and he has a big vision for land projects and how to help humans to really create wealth in their life. So he himself has been on a big journey around wealth creation for himself, for his family, and he's been using the channel of trading to attract a lot of abundance towards himself, and has been already playing in like big amounts when it comes to trading, right? So when we were doing a session together, some of the things that have been really coming up to him was fear, right? Fear of I have worked so hard to get to this space, and every time I'm trying to go to the next level, I'm failing, I'm losing big amounts of money, right? So he kind of was getting to a certain amount of money easily, but then he kind of hit his upper limit. And the program that we uncovered he has been running was this deserve/reward paradigm, right? The stories that started to come up as we started to unpack why there is this interference for him having more money is, one, he not necessarily felt that he deserved more of that he did not feel maybe that he can hold as much of it, right? So notice, please, when I share this, it's really concentrated on him as an individual, right? That it's spinning around him, that he didn't, maybe deserve it, that he is not able to hold as much money, right? And but then at the same time, he knows, oh my goodness, like I'm here to serve the divine. I'm here on a much larger mission. I just want to show you, if we maybe can see it. Oh, no, you can't, but it's such a nice light, that the sun that is coming through right now. I'm in Dubai right now, and it's just the beach and all the skyscrapers are here. It's a pity you can't see through the camera. But anyway, so he has been running this program that, around him, not deserving it, but at the same time, it's like, why, what the heck? Like, why it's not here? Like, I'm so deserving and I'm so supposed to have a lot of money to serve further, right? So and the story that he has been telling yourself is like, well, maybe God, infinite, whatever, doesn't want me to have it for some reason. And the story that he started to tell himself was like, but I worked so hard for it. Like, I don't believe that I'm not deserving. I don't believe that God doesn't want me to have it. Like, I've worked so hard, I do deserve it, right? But then there was this inner resistance, which was not allowing him to have it because of inner conflict. So do you see how when I'm describing this deserve reward paradigm, and it can show up in other ways, shapes, or forms, other belief systems, other stories that you're telling yourself, but one, it's revolving all around self, right? Not the bigger picture, but our egoic deficiencies, our egoic ego stories, right? And just lost my train of thought. Yeah, so right. So what we did in a session with him is truly, truly, truly start first and foremost see this program, see these stories, see these thought patterns that he has been experiencing, right? Shining light on it first and foremost, that, okay, well, I'm experiencing this. My mind, my ego is running these stories, but you know what? It's actually just stories. I can not, I have a choice not to engage with it emotionally. And when we start to disengage with them emotionally, we're able to consciously observe it from the side, and then, do the processing work, like either it's, releasing a trapped emotion, or, dissolving it from the field so that it's not engaging and not creating a magnetic in our field any longer. And then choosing a new way of being, right? So for him, it was really, really, really around, like, as a man, for it was a lot of self-pressure on him, self-pressure, like imposed limits or imposed expectations from society, and then he created also self pressure. So he almost felt like, not almost, but he did feel on an unconscious level that he constantly needs to perform. And honestly, for men, it's very familiar, it's very common to feel this way. So one and foremost, he needed to acknowledge that this is the way I'm feeling. I feel pressured and so on. And then that at the bottom of his heart, he's such a beautiful soul, and he wants nothing but, the best for his partner, for his family, and for the people, for humanity, right? And when we truly got to release and see the pain that he has been experiencing, but also the beauty and that, desire of his, that the infinite has been feeding or planting into, through the technology of his heart that he's been picking up, when he truly started to observe that, he started to understand, well, it's actually not about me, and it's not about me deserving or not deserving. It is so much more, and there's absolutely freaking no reason for me not to have it, because the mission is so much more bigger than him. And what we really needed to clear from his field is the distorted program of separation, right? Because he, at the beginning, before our session, carried a structure, architecture of belief systems where he felt that he's on his own by himself, and it's like all on him, like there is no one to support him, and that he needs to figure it out, right? Which again creates the self-pressure, but also unconsciously cuts off all the support network from your spirit team, from the field, right? From your higher self and so on. So he really needed to, again, observe this program and have a conversation. Again, we're doing it in my sessions. I always guide people as much as I can to do it themselves, through inner alchemy work, with working with their consciousness, because my goal, you guys, is to give you, not to just give you the fish, but actually give you the rod so you can go and fish yourself so that you don't need to come back to me. And we just raise the consciousness of the whole collective to the level where we freaking know it's not about us, and it's not about our little ego, and we don't need to be forcing things so much, and we don't have to actually beat up ourselves so much, that actually the source, the infinite, wants us to win, that the infinite wants us to have all of these things, because guess what? And this is the belief system I operate from, and it has served me in the past few years that I started to embody it really, really well. I'll tell you that, and it's serving my clients really, really well. Is that we are humans, are manifestation and expression of source consciousness, God, universe, whatever you want to call it. We are the result of this consciousness. It's exploring itself, and it has desires and vision for how it wants to explore itself. And it's dropping from, we're living in 12-dimensional time and space matrix. And it's dropping into dimension from 12D to 3D. And the 3D is where we are like the most dense, where the contrast is the highest, right? So we just need to really start remembering that it's not just about us, our little human self, our little ego that has been designed as a technology to protect our ass, excuse my language, in the third dimension, right? We are giving an ego the permission to rule our soul mission, our desire to serve, when the purpose of ego was just to protect us, to make us safe, right? When the technology of our heart, of our sacred heart, of our higher heart, the seat of our soul, has been designed as a technology for us to communicate with the field, right? So we're just messing ourselves up by kind of letting the ego into that, giving it the role of guiding us there. But getting back to my client's story, was going from separation belief system, but he is on his own in creating all the stories of the ego. When the ego can actually understand its role, and it's okay with it, and it's okay that the heart has another purpose, then it can let go and it's like, okay, if I'm here to serve you as your protector, as a safety mechanism and safety technology, then the heart can step in and actually attune you to this alignment of higher living source consciousness. So it was really shifting him more into this money is not coming through, or the deals and trades are being lost, not because you don't deserve it, but because you were thinking that, or you were too focused on making it about yourself. And for the nervous system might not have been ready to hold that amount of money. But also at the same time, when we zoom out and stop making it about just ourselves, and actually know that all the resources, all the synchronicities, all the people are being drawn and attracted and magnetized towards us, not because we're special, but because we're meant to have it, because of our loving, humble, caring heart for ourselves, for others, for humanity, for Mother Gaia. When you take off the pressure that you have to figure it on your own, that you have to do all of these big things on your own, and you stop working hard and expecting a reward for it, because that's how the workforce, basically industry or system, have trained you. When you opt out of those stories and actually understand it's a thing of deep energetics and energy attunement and alignment, you really start prioritizing your frequency before anything. Because let's be real, guys, our missions, our visions are so big, it's impossible to achieve it just through force, just through doing, just through the linear mind. It's impossible. It's just too big. Our hearts are too big. Our visions are too big. And if you truly want to be, well, first of all, please do know that and remember that these visions, these desires, you are receiving and registering on your conscious, on the level of your conscious mind, first and foremost, because you are a match to it, because you have everything that you need, or will have everything that you need. You're perfect vessel for this to come through you, right? So don't focus like, I have a vision, I have a vision and I don't know how to bring it, or I've been set special, or feeling overwhelmed, like how to bring it into fruition. It's like, if you got it, it means it's on its way to manifest through you. It's more a question, will you continue to do the inner alchemy work and inner alignment to allow all the resources and synchronicities to come to you? Will you be centered enough to be able to notice the synchronicities and respond to them with an inspired action on time? Or will you be too distressed, too in your ego, too distracted with trying to make it happen, that you are missing opportunities and resources that the source wants to bring it to you? So I hope this has been helpful. Yeah. So in a nutshell, it's not about reward. There's nothing to reward you for because you are not a slave first and foremost. You are a humble servant, a vessel of the divine, and you will be given everything. You will be provided with all the resources, with everything that you need. You just freaking need to stop getting in your own way and truly devote yourself to this mission humbly, an open heart, and admit that you do not know, right? Ego doesn't like to admit that we do not know, but if you're aiming for big things, not just linear stuff, you have to integrate your ego and get it on board that you are co-creating with the divine, and not just co-creating, but you are the divine itself. So of course it wants you to win, right? So when you know it's not about you making it happen and you don't deserve anything, and you're just more like receiving and responding and engaging with this field, there's nothing to punish yourself for. There's nothing to work so hard for. There's nothing to earn. Yeah, so I hope that this truly serves you. Please let me know in the comments how it resonates, what lands, if you have any questions. And going forward, I will try my best to be a little bit more a little bit more consistent with videos. So please do let me know what resonates so I can have that feedback as well. If there were specific maybe patterns or programs that you would like to address me in these videos, or if you are ready and you'd like to go deeper and receive my one-on-one support with this inner alchemy and truly multidimensional surgery to align you to a higher way of being, in a sense, higher living, right? Not in separation, but truly co-creating, being the vessel for divine, then check out my one-on-one realign with yourself sessions. Honestly, the description I channeled to it, like even reading through the explicit description of those sessions, I believe can serve many to start tuning in and becoming aware of the programs that we are actually running and are not actually serving our soul mission and the divine and the higher consciousness. So my loves, I'm sending you lots of love. Let me know in the comments how are you doing, and I'll see you in my next video. That's a little hard. Bye.